If you do go on to enjoy today's video, do me a favour and hit that like button and of course subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. And if you want to avoid the random lottery that is FIFA points, you can go straight to the source with u7buy.com, and of course you can use the code TVM at checkout to get yourself a discount. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome to another video. Today we're going to try something a little bit different. It is a player review. We will get into the FIFA side of things in just a second, but if you are interested in the real life side of some of these players, I won't be doing this for every single player, but the players that I like in real life and I feel may have been hard done by EA, I feel the need to sort of show you how good they are and how well they're playing this season, to show you that Nkunku, for example, only has one special card. We've only just seen it, an 81 rated inform, which, like I said, we will get into the review of in a second. But in real life, this guy is actually playing very, very well. He's one of, I would say, one of France's biggest prospects, youth prospects. Champions League record isn't amazing, but his domestic league record is pretty good. 21 matches, not all starts. I think he's done like 16 starts this season. 4 goals from midfield with 12 assists. He is quite literally Leipzig's assist king at the moment. You can see that he's been subbed in 8 times, so you can work out from there on. But the last game alone, the game that he managed to get the inform for, you can see the stats over there on the right hand side. I've highlighted the ones for you that are the key stats, and I've highlighted the one in red that is probably the most negative stat. Of course, Leipzig beat Schalke 5-0. His stats are pretty impressive. 94% pass accuracy for the entire game is pretty good. 4 assists. He played a very, very attacking role in that game. He was relentless, almost ruthless. He played 9 key passes in that game as well. Now, I love stats, and I do look into stats a lot more than the average Joe would probably do. So I can tell you that 9 key passes in one game is astronomical. That is a lot. That is more than some people playing in an entire season. So, yeah, very, very good performance from him there. Obviously deserving of the inform. There will be many players throughout this, well, not series, but throughout me doing this with certain ones, there'll be many players that perhaps I'll touch upon that haven't had a special card yet, but thoroughly deserve one, despite how many times that they've, you know, put a key pass together or created a big chance or something like that in the game. But I digress. Without any further ado, let's get into the actual review. Here he is in all his glory. 81 rated, 10,000 coins, 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot, medium high work rate. So he does have a high defensive, which is an interesting one really, because in real life he gets forward an awful lot more than he does defend. Not to say that he doesn't do his fair share, but he's becoming more, I should say, of an attacking midfielder. And he has played at striker many a time as well for Leipzig this season. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that in future iterations of FIFA go into a high attacking work rate, medium defensive, and of course get a cam, maybe even a centre forward card in FIFA 21. But as you can see so far, 4 goal contributions in 4 games. I am about to go play another game with him in just a second. His in-game stats are, I mean, they're very well rounded. I know that a lot of people won't be interested in this guy in terms of FIFA, but like me now, you might be giving up on foot champs. You might be playing the odd game of rivals and thinking to yourself, I just want to try and squeeze as much fun out of the game as possible. Is this guy going to be usable? I like going into teams, or going into games, sorry, with underrated teams and sort of underdog teams. Now, the team I'm using Nkunku in, it's got a few dodgy players in there, but a lot of good players. But if I can get an assist with Nkunku or score with him, same goes for my striker, who's an 81 rated inform. I feel a greater sense of achievement because I've managed to do it with a player that no one ever uses because they are quote-unquote not good enough. Now, this guy with an artist chem style actually turns into an 89 rated cam, which, I mean, if this guy came out with the stats of the boost from the chem style, you'd be saying, wow, that's a really good card. You know, an 89 rated cam, that's fantastic, because if this card was an 89 rated cam points per position without the chem style, he'd probably be 87 rated in game. Then people would start to take notice, you know. So, with that being said, that's the player. Those are the stats. I'm not expecting him to set the world alight and for everyone to rush out and buy him. Although for 10,000 coins, I can tell you, I've had more fun using this guy than that player moments Jovic, for example. Not to say that he's not a good card, but he's so much more enjoyable than someone like, Jovic, because he's just like, you wouldn't expect him to be very good, but he's actually pretty good. The other player that I'm going to do a video on probably is going to be Aubameyang. I want to incorporate more real-world football into the player reviews. Like, I want to talk about their real-life performances a little bit more. I'm not quite sure how to do it because I can't show you gameplay. I'm tempted to create graphics whereby we have like a top-down 2D pitch, and I can show you one of the goals in sort of an animated form. I'm not sure if you'd be interested in that. It might be pointless, but I just want to talk about real-life football a bit more, but while still playing FIFA, if that makes sense. But let me know if you've got any thoughts or ideas how I can do that in the comments. Without any further ado, let's get into the gameplay. Ante played out toward Nkunku. Comes inside, and again, little ball roll, sidestep. I say sidestep, it was more of a step over. He lost the ball, which was really irritating because he's better than that, but yeah. Oh, that's brilliant from Nkunku. Turns his man really well. And again, drag back. I mean, his dribbling ability knows no bounds. Hadji's touch was awful. Couldn't pass it out either. And Nkunku did everything right there. Showed great agility, great awareness, great little pass. I mean, he's actually really good for an 81 rated card. Absolutely no complaints from me so far. It's nice football from him. Can he keep it going though? Plays it onto the inside. Hadji just doesn't run forward with it, which is fine. That's the kind of player that he is. Here's Ben Yedder. Nkunku once more. We're going to stay with the action here for a second. La Croqueta, ball inside, and, well, we've still got it. Hello, through the middle. Hello, in your own time. Here he is. Took too long. I mean, I said through the middle. About an hour later, he decided to play the ball on Aubameyang. Here's Ben Yedder again. Nkunku. Going to go it alone here. He can't seem to handle it when I run through him. And he scores a goal, Nkunku. He's just beaten 4 players and the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper is Ter Stegen, so no slouch. Roulette actually worked. That's amazing. Here's Aubameyang. Nkunku through. He is absolutely shattered and he misses the target. Well, he's not a striker, is he? Unfortunately, he did burst forward. Oh, God, I overran that. He did burst forward. He did really well. I don't know what to do with it with Hadji. I was too busy concentrating on what I was going to say next, and I've completely ballsed up the shot. But either way, Nkunku has done really well today. He's actually starting to really suffer in terms of stamina. That is a big problem with the card. But no, so far in this game, so good. And he plays it out of defence there to Kante. I'm actually 5 games deep with him now. I pretty much know and understand his play and everything about him and whether he's actually usable or not. But this is a break down the left with Delaney. Can we play this in toward Hadji? This goes a little bit too far to Aouar. Here is Nkunku. Little drag back. Goes round his man. Another roulette. No, not falling for it this time. He's going to come back in here though. Little flick up over the defender's head. Can he do one more? Oh, that was so reminiscent of a real-life goal he scored against Bayer Leverkusen not so long ago. And we're going to get a free kick on the edge here. He was so close to replicating that goal. Now, obviously, the gameplay, it's not exaggerated in any way. I'm not really forcing the issue or anything like that, but he was surprisingly good. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that he's the sort of missing link to anyone's team and you should be picking him up if you've got a lot of French players or what have you, because EA have actually released a lot of good and SBC-related French players this season, Valbuena and Aouar, to name but 2. But I think he's good if you're a Leipzig fan. He's good if you're French and you want to incorporate as many French players as possible. Or if, like me, like I said at the very beginning, you're trying to squeeze as much fun out of the game as possible and you just want to use as many different players as you can. You know, you're not really losing anything with this guy. He is quite literally discard value. You buy him for 10k, you discard him for 9.9. It's that simple. You will lose 100 coins. You don't lose tax when you discard. So, in my opinion, this is a bit of a win-win or a no-lose, no-lose, if you will. Pick him up, try him out, stick an artist chem style on him. You get an 89 rated cam, even if you are only playing squad battles. This card is good enough to play in squad battles and you can have some fun with it, and a player that you wouldn't normally pick up. In terms of the negatives of the card, I would say his reactions and the composure, they don't really matter too much, but he doesn't feel super responsive. he's only 5'10", so he's not super tall, but he does have quite a big frame. In terms of going forward with him, if you do want to use him as a cam, bear in mind that high defensive work rate is going to act like a drag. I had him as a centre mid with no instructions. He was happy to get forward, but he then wanted to get back very, very quickly. He doesn't have the best defensive stats in the world, so there is a chance you may want to put a defensive chem style on him, but I wanted him to be very capable on the ball and a good passer, and I think I've achieved that with the artist chem style. He doesn't feel sluggish in terms of pace because of his acceleration and sprint speed being in the 80s, but he doesn't feel super agile, and I think that comes down to the reactions and the natural agility. But overall, I think you can definitely have fun with it, especially in squad battles and maybe in lower division rivals. So if you have enjoyed that and you want to see more of that beginning bit where we just spend a minute or two going over the real life stats, maybe the reason why he has the special card or just how they play in real life, then do me a favour and let me know in the comments, and also by hitting the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index, the game changed. Download the app now.